this cracking. Come on, Leon. Alright then. Let's get cracking, man. What's going on, champs? Morning to you guys. Happy Monday to everyone in the house. We got Crypto Dad. Daink Country Club. There, Basu, what you saying, man? Appreciate the love there. Guna's in the house. Marta's in the house. We've got Michael Caffrey, Piotr, IB Chang, David's in the house as well. Morningstar, Justin, Cryptique. How's it going, man? How you guys doing, man? You guys had a good weekend? Weekend went quick though, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Before I know it, it was like fucking Friday. And next thing is Monday. I'm like, oh shit. Woke up in the morning. New week, new opportunities, 100%. Morning, John. How you doing, man? I mean, I woke up in the morning, 5:30. Went gym at 6. Came back. And the chart's like, he's like, alright, cool. London's going to start. Let it create its low. If it makes the low of the day during London, pop this up. Then I forgot. There's a bank holiday for fucking thingy in America. So it's just us, man. It's just the Europeans and the Asian motherfuckers out there. I mean, the Americans have left us. So we got to hold on to this as well. But as you guys are aware, freaking Bitcoin just took a dump on its own, right? But we'll see what happens, innit? It's like Dave Lavelle said, innit? Come on, Leon, you got to pull the shit out of the fucking fire, innit? So we'll see what happens, innit? Are we bullish, we bearish? We don't fucking know, really, actually, entirely. But we have been playing the game up and down, vice versa, whichever way it wants to go. We'll just do it as one step at a time. Yo, bro, we are below the mid-range of the monthly range. Okay, so Gandalf is saying the monthly range. Yeah, I mean, is this the high of the month? We don't know. And we don't entirely know if it is the low of the month was in, the beginning, towards the beginning itself. We just, retested an area of consolidation. We've got to see what happens. The key really comes down to this. Do we reclaim the monthly open, or are we rejecting off the monthly open? That's the next key option that we need to start looking at as well. It's not about, are we going to go to 28k, 26k, or 25k, or whatever, or even if we're going to 15, 14, 12. That's not the matter at hand. The matter at hand, we need to look at this one step at a time. And what is that? We need to see how we're going to react at that monthly open. It's a new quarter, right? So the quarterly candle is just, it's just started. It's been what, freaking 9 days or so? Is it 9 days? 10 days of the fucking quarterly candle. Right, so still early on the week. And then we've also got the thingy early in the quarter. Got a new monthly. We're 1/3 into the month itself. We had NFPs been done on the Friday. Come tomorrow, we'll have a bit more clearer, aspect of what's going on. We have the Monday's range going on, and but the real key factor is, So Gandalf saying, I see us coming back to the monthly open. Yeah, I do see us coming back to the monthly open. The question comes down around that time is, are we rejecting it, showing a bullish, bearish market structure at the monthly open, and send this back down low to around 18.8k? We'll talk about the whole plan itself. Or are we actually send this back up to around 20k? From 20k, break around 20.4k, and then let's go up to 21.7k. These are the areas we're going to be looking at. So we're going to play this level to level. Morning, Ning. How you doing there? Smash up the likes, man. Thank you, Dev. Appreciate that, man. Big love for that as well. So yeah, smash the likes, and if you're new to this channel, hit the subscribe button. I mean, this is episode 84 we've done on the Dank's Daily Trade. That's 84 motherfucking days we've been doing this for, man. That's mad. I'm not too far from 2k. So that's quite sweet though, I gotta say though. I mean, there's that, and the Daink Country Club is actually growing as well. So, like the numbers are growing. It's gonna get capped eventually, really soon. The speed is growing. So, man, I'm inhaling this fucking. I'm not even smoking it. I'm actually inhaling this cigarette. But let's get cracking, right? So let's go see what's going on. We'll talk about dollar index, ES first, and then we'll go into BTC and then Ethereum, right? Let's see what happens, because we need to be in sync to what the global market is saying first. All right, so let's just tighten this down. Let's have a look. Dollar index. Fucking hell, dollar index. What the fuck are you doing, mate? I mean, market structure here at the moment, it looks bullish though on the 4 hours. It does look kind of fucking bullish. Daily wise, let's bring up some lines. Bit of a messy line there. We've got some lines here, so we're at this. We're coming towards the weekly mid-range over here. This is a range band environment over here. We discussed this a few times, so I'm not gonna go through this again. So weekly mid range is 113.55. The question is right now, right? Because we all know how this. Sorry, man, there's burping inside of me. Fucking hell. No better traders. I appreciate that, my brother. Really appreciate that, man. Big love for that. So the question comes down to this, right? So you see this area here. Are we gonna reject off this? Are we gonna come back into this last high of the market that send it back down? Come back into here. Maybe do a bit of consolidation, break down below here, and then that'll be a set. Then we can sell it back into this range high there, and see how we step back into it to this what level is that? 110.8. Then from 110.8 go down to 108. That's what we're looking for. I mean, once we do this, right, this price action here, then it's bearish market structure, because that was the high, then that becomes a lower high. Send this down, break this market down here from this low there, and then we can make the lower low. And once, you know, when BTC does do this kind of price action, then ES will actually, you know, have a bit of breathing space, and BTC will have a breathing space, but doesn't look too fucking good. But so we got to see how we react at this 113.55 level. That's on a daily. Looking at the, let's bring up this level here, delete this shit here, and let's go down onto the 4 hours. Okay, 4 hours. Where we've come into, we've stepped into this here. So now it's showing me a different kind of play here. So let me just zoom in, and we start seeing what happens. Okay, so you see how we got this high here. Now, if we are going to be bearish, right, this is the area we need to start rejecting off, right? Because if we can start rejecting off this, right, breaks down below here, lose the last week's Monday's low. Was it last week's Monday's low or the week before, whichever Monday it was? But this is the area of the Monday that we're playing. I think it's 2 weeks ago. Then we can say, yep, that's your confirmation. Play back down, and then what happened is this is the high. That's the lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. And then we can see we can do a lower low. We don't know entirely. That's what we're looking for bearish wise. But if we do reclaim this 113.55 area, reclaim 113.723, which is that Monday about 2 weeks ago, then we're looking for this area here into these lows over there, into that Monday high, and then see what happens. Do we break down and come back down lower and range band in this? We don't know. Or do we finally actually break out of this, show bullish market structure, reclaim this high over here, long your dollar, short the market on the currency, the forex, like your Euro USD, your GBP USD, the lot itself, and let's just go fucking send this one more time to 119, 120 area as well. So that's what we're looking for. It is a public holiday, so things are going to be a little bit slow. So that's dollar index. It is a bit of an uncertainty here. We don't have no confirmation for a breakdown yet until we start getting back down below, and then we can play back into these highs over there, which coincides to around these that trend line there. And then from there, either we retest it, play it back down, come take out this liquidity there, fill out this inefficiency, come into this area there, and see if we can break down, like, you know, find resistance off this 1110 area, 1110.8, and then come back into this this trend line mid range there. So that's the kind of the price action we're looking for. But we can't say exactly yet it's bearish yet, because it's looking fucking strong. Even on the daily, it looks kind of strong. So that's dollar index there. ES, what's ES saying? ES is looking like a motherfucker though. I ain't gonna lie to you. I mean, the only the thing that we can say that it's actually bullish is if I get the moving average settings, but that's 200 weekly EMA, not 9200. Fuck that shit. And let's go on the weekly. There we go. And we can see, right? Let me just hide this motherfucker there. And you can see what we've done. We've come into this 200 weekly EMA. We found support of it, right? That's all good, right? It doesn't mean it's bullish. It doesn't mean it's hyper bullish yet. It is showing us strength there, so there's a reaction there. As long we stay above here, right? I mean, like, really and truly, he's got this low here. You see this low there? That's an SR there. Find, you know, you've got a deviation below the SR. Find support. We've got a little bit of a gap there, as you can see. Hold above it. Let's go fill out this inefficiency. That's one target there. Finish that. Let's go and take out liquidity on this side. Once we take out liquidity and reclaim this area here, happy days. Let's go fucking longs there. But it comes down to what dollar index is saying. Yeah, man, I'm live, Pirate Man. What are you saying, Pirate? You good? So yeah, that's what we're looking for. That's what we're seeing. It is Monday. Let Monday unfold itself. It's going to be a bit of a slow day, to be honest. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's especially London around 1 o'clock, 12 o'clock on time. It's going to be a bit. I don't expect much is going to happen because it's a bank holiday. So we'll see what happens there anyway. So that's the idea, the gist of it, but of a bullish play. If we do come back down here, start losing this low over here, finds resistance, break down this, then that becomes a new lower low, and let's fucking send this back down wherever it needs to go. I mean, back to the fucking gulag, to be honest, as well. I think that's where it belongs by the looks of it. So if I close this off, put this out there, I mean, higher time frame basis, right? Look at this data here. I drew this range band environment here. So we got 2021's low. I mean, as long if we can actually step back into 2021's range low and hold bullish market structure and hold above it, then we can go into these areas here. That was a daily block there. I mean, yeah, it's a daily block there. Actually, does it fucking fill it? Actually, let's have a look. Nah, there's a little bit more of a gap to fill. You see this area here. I mean, see on the daily candle, we've got, it's just wicks here. That's what we call it. It's just a bit of an inefficiency there. I mean, I like to see. I would have preferred a candle to come up in here, right? Just to cover this little section there, and then send this back down lower for me to be a bit more bearish on this. But it is looking kind of shit. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's not looking great. It is what it is. And we've got another gap over here as well. Another gap just like we had over here. So then the question comes down to, if we step into this is the Monday's range we played 3 weeks ago. We had a bit of deviation, some support, deviation on the upside there. Step back in there, another deviation. That's a lower high. I think a higher low over here. And then we can see we can come back into this range high. That's what we're looking for, level to level. It doesn't look fucking good though. So, I mean, we can say that on the weekly. Let's have a look on the weekly. If we can close above here, right, on the weekly, then we can say that was just a deviation, that was a support, okay? And then we can say that there's more room for improvements on the upside. So quite difficult to say at this very early on the stage, because it is got, like I said to you, we've got a public holiday. Where would I be wrong though, right? Remember I said to you the bearish play that if we start losing this low? Well, hang on a second then. So we know we've got this range band environment here, right? Then if we start stepping back into here, right, let's say price does this, comes into here, sets back up, finds a resistance, sets back down, loses this low over here, then whatever the deviation above this range here, that will be a stop loss there. We play it back down to 25% of range, and then to a mid-range. From the mid-range, you see all this inefficiency here, we can squeeze it back down to, then from the mid-range, see what we do, come back to 25%, and then back to range low, and that's it. Take out liquidity here, take out liquidity there, and then we'll see what happens. Do we continue range bounding in this area here to keep going up and down, and then reclaim and go up higher? Or do we actually finally break down this low and sends this back fucking low actually? So that's what we're looking at, level to level play on ES there. So we got, let me delete this shit. So we got this range over here, and we got this range over here to actually work out there. All right, so let's see how this works out. See how the day unfolds. Take it easy today. It is fucking the new start of the day. Oh, new start of the day. It is the new start of the day. New start of the week. It's all right, Pirate. Bless you there. So that's ES. Let's look at Bitty now. What's Bitcoin saying in it? We need Coach Thingy, Dave Lavelle here, man. Fucking telling us, yo, come on, Leon, pull this shit out of the fucking fire. So what's going on with this, right? I lost my range over here, motherfucker. Let's have a look. So my range is July. No, let me just get the fucking monthly as well. Do that properly. So we got this low here, this high there. That's my range band environment. Doesn't look good though, because we're now not only below with monthly open. The question comes down to this, right? Is this close over here, right? Is this close here acting as resistance, right? So as you can see, we've got support, resistance, resistance, and if we lose this low here, then we know we'll come back to take out liquidity here and take out liquidity there, all right? And then from there, we'll see what happens next. But do we reclaim this area here and then step back into this as well? Does this become a deviation of June's low between July's low and July's high? Come back into the mid-range, but we don't know. It's fucking nasty though. Let's just have a look at what the levels are saying actually. Bring up all this shit here. Let's go on the daily. I mean, what's the weekly say? How did the weekly close as well? Weekly close on, you know, upside. I mean, it's bullish. But all we've done really on the weekly is that we've just taken out last week's high. That's all we've done, and we stepped back in last week's high, between last week's high and last week's low. So then there's liquidity resting over here. There's liquidity resting here. Not looking fucking sharp though, I ain't gonna lie to you. I mean, the only one SR I can see is right here. That's the SR that we've got. So which means that we can come back down, right? take out this liquidity over there, maybe squeeze in and take out this one, we don't fucking know, right? And then once he reclaims and hold this, right, it shows bullish market structure, then we can start playing this level to level. So it all comes down to this. I think there's more downside in my opinion. Actually, I do think there's more downside. I'm gonna be honest with you. Looking at Bitcoin dominance, right? Quickly before I even go to back to BTC, we're still stuck in that range I talked about from the last session here. We're still stuck in this range here. Come to 25% of the range. Why don't we step back up? Which we look. This is the low, right? Let me just drag this across there because I'm gonna need some more space now, isn't it? Because we're still gonna play in this for quite some time. And it just shows, right? Look how the price has been reacting here. So we got the low to high, high to low, low to high, high to low, and then low to high, high to low, again low to, has to come to high, isn't it, right? It's still range bound environment. If this was going to be a breakout on the downside, we shouldn't have actually hauled into this. So if Bitcoin dominance goes up, that means the price of Bitcoin's going to go down, you know what I'm saying? Because more people's going to hold into Bitcoin than they are going to hold in Ethereum and alts. So it doesn't look fucking good though, I'm going to be honest with you. Which means that we reclaim and hold over the 25% of range. Off we go, mid-range, target 1 over here, and then target 2 over here. Once we reclaim the mid-range, a bit of choppiness and whatnot, and then let's go to this 75% of range, and then let's go to range high. That's what it looks like to me. And then from range high, we'll see what happens. Do we come back in and still play back down? We don't know. We just don't fucking know. Anything can happen as well. But it doesn't look too great. I'm going to be honest with you. So, but anyway, it doesn't really matter. We can still play the market as it is. I mean, I don't know if you guys have seen that. I played the shorts on Bitty the other day. Let me try and bring this up 1 second there. What are you saying, T-Row? How you doing, man? Mo, how you doing, man? Thank you so much for that, Crypto Dad. Less than 50% of us. Yeah, come on, guys, man. Smash the motherfucking likes, man. 40 of us in here, man. Anyway, so if you guys saw, yeah, I literally just did this plan. I did. This was a sweet plan. That was fucking sweet. I'll talk about that in just a second. The guys in the DCC know what happened in it. So this is exactly what happened. I was talking about a scalp short, and literally saw a range band environment, and I was saying like, look, my first entry would be here, and then my stop loss would be there. Once we break below here, find resistance, and then I'll play it again. You know, like this is your confirmation itself. But like, I'm a bit of a crackhead. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm a bit of a crackhead. And what I'd end up doing, right, is just playing off this, off a scalp on a 1 minute. I just played a compounding position and made 7 off this as well. And you can see this trend line holds resistance, resistance, bit of a deviation. I mean, I entered in again here. I entered around here, right, with a stop loss a bit wider. I mean, you could have put it there. I put it on top over here, and then send this back down, and bang, 7 hours done. And then once I did that, I'd end up in another fucking trade shortly afterwards on the fucking weekend, was it? On the 7th, which was like, was it a Friday? I don't fucking know. No, that wasn't right. Where was it? There. And I did this on, oh yeah, it was a Friday night. Friday night, I did this. I want you guys to actually pay attention to this. This is what I said. This is how you play it. If it does set up, right? So you got this high there, you got this mid range there, looking for this block. This is the last. So you see price come up to here, right? And this is where the price has reacted off there, which comes into the mid range, no problem there. That's that. That's held into place. So now we're seeing that we have a stop run over here, no problem there. We're breaking down over here. And this is where price is finding resistance. We're finding support over here. Finding support over here. Right, then what at the same time we've got a block over here. This block gonna hold support is also 75%. What I want to see prices do is hold above it, come back into this area there, do this right there. We've got an inefficiency here. I would like to see price come back into this area there, break down either 2 things. Number 1, do a stop run of this block, then break down, and that's my fucking entry. Here we go. Stop loss above here, or yeah, above the box itself, and off we go, back down into this area here. See how we react. We need to break down below here. Feel like this motherfucking, well, we're gonna find some bouncing off here. 100%, no, not 100%. A lot of the time we bounce over here, break down, fill out this area of inefficiency. Off we go. Target's done. And lo and behold, let's just talk about that just briefly. Did exactly what I said. Come into this area there. Right, come into this area here, entered in, stop loss above wherever I put the high was. I can't remember. I think it was off this, yeah, off this higher there. And then, as we said, we're gonna find some sort of a bounce off here from this low here. So you see this area here. I did say there was gonna be a reaction. You can see This was support, comes back down, finds support, finds a reaction, got up, gets all choppy over here, comes back down, finds retest, and then sells it off back there. Feels like this inefficiency. Obviously, it goes a bit lower, but trade was done, and we did this live on the thingy, on the DCC. So shout out to these motherfuckers that actually got onto it. So whether it were long or shorts, we still play the market either side. Who gives a flying fuck? You know how we do. Anyway, so that's that now. What's going on, Joe? How you doing? Hugh is in the house as well. Work's been hectic. Been scarce on the stream. It's all blessed, man. It's all blessed, man. You're here, so that's important, man. So what we're looking at now, right? New week, right? It started the new week. We started off bearish, no problem, right? Let's have a look on the daily, right? Daily is now, you know, we've done that wick. That scare has been done. Is this the low of the day? We don't fucking know. We'll find out soon enough, right? Let's go back onto the hourly. Let's mark some plans and see what's happening, okay? And look what's coming up to. You remember this range band environment here? We had this range band environment for the last 3 weeks. It's going to 4 weeks now, right? This is a range band environment, right? This Monday's high and Monday's low over there. And price has been capped in here. Yes, we have a deviation there, resistance, deviation, which shows us, right, that price is capped within this area here, right? So, I mean, our focus really is between the high and the mid. That's where the focus is. And once we get below the mid, then we play to this area, which is June's low, and see if we can squeeze into the low down the bottom. But we'll talk about this level to level and see what's going on there. Now, we've done the drop, right? Now, where has it dropped into, right? So, ideally, right, you want to start seeing, okay, like price doesn't react off anywhere, right? So price reacted off this area here. Can you see this area here? That's what, no, I'd say it's about here, this area. This is the area consolidation that we've had, right? And as you can see, a bit of a deviation over here. We found resistance, and we smashed up and then hold support, and that off we go. When we come back down, we found support off here, right? Support off there, and we finally come back down, taking out liquidity over here. And we're still capped in the box, no problem. If we're still in the capped in the box, what do we do? Okay, let me just highlight that, and let me highlight this, right? And then we're going to talk about plans level to level. Okay, that's the monthly open, and then I want to draw this level here, and I also want to draw this level here. I'll explain all each level one at a time in a second, right? This level here, and then I want to draw this level here. No, I don't want to fucking draw that. Actually, I just draw this block here. Just focus on one step at a time, okay? Literally one step at a time. How are we gonna play this bullish and bearish, right? Actually, I might as well put the whole fucking thing in. And then this level here. One. Delete everything off. There's one more level down the bottom, but we're not going to focus on that just yet. Okay, we're going to focus on this, right? Let me bring back everything up. All right then. So what we got? We got some ranges here, right? Let's just simplify all this and explain to you what's happening. Okay, this is that Monday's high, right? 75% range, mid range, 25% range. Let's ignore the bottom half of the range. I'll explain to you why I'm ignoring it just yet, right? I'm going to only focus from the remember I always say mid range to range high to range high to mid to low, right? I always say that it's like step to step. What's going on, Goonie? Bingo speed run. But I'm only gonna focus up to 18.6k. I'll explain to you in just a moment, right? On the 4-hour block, but let's make a quick plan, okay? So now we got this area here. This is the monthly open. This monthly open is a key factor there. So now my question is, right? If I'm gonna be bearish, right? Because you can see how we're making lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. Are we going to come back, which most likely can happen, come back into this area, to this monthly open, maybe a bit of a deviation, find resistance, breakdown. This, to me, is a short, right, back down to this area here, and then squeeze into here, this area consolidation right here. That's, I'll be honest with you, this is what probably around here. This is where I'll be looking to go, and then squeeze it to one level at a time. Okay, this is breaking it down, right? This can span out over the tomorrow actually. That'll be target 1. That'll be target 1. There'll be target 2, and then we'll squeeze into target 3 and see if we can squeeze into 18.6k. And we'll talk about that wild 18.6k, not a lot more lower, but we're just gonna talk about like this. That will be an ideal short scenario. And as you can see, right, we've got a trend line going on from here, and it just so happens if he does that, it's just bearish, my friend. It's just motherfucking bearish. So if we do that, happy days. like look at the areas of where you want to look for resistance. I'll probably look at around here, and then I can place my stop loss above this high there, playing it back down. And it's aggressive. It's aggressive to play it back down to these areas here, the mid range, and then potentially the 25% range, okay, of Monday's range itself, and looking into these areas of targets there. Now that'll be a target there, target here, and then squeeze into, let's see if we can squeeze into there. That's what we're looking for. And it just respects this trend line. So resistance, 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 and then here's another resistance, okay? It can potentially do this, right? Fuck. I should just fucking thingy. Fucked up there, didn't I? Let's just do that. Alright. And let's just highlight this. Alright? It doesn't really fucking matter entirely, alright? Maybe this high. Yeah, this high itself. Anyway, so it can come up, right? And we got this trend line here. This is trend line right over here, right? It can come up, right? Whichever it wants to do a bit of a deviation. The moment it sets back below here, then you know your focus will be here. You can enter here with a stop loss there, playing it back into this mid-range over here, onto this block there, and we'll see how we react. We can get another bounce into here, and as soon as we step back into the box, happy days. Not only did we step into the box, right, and it's looking bearish, right, is that we've stepped below this mid-range here. Do you remember the mid-range we talked about on the 19th of September? This mid-range, if we come back down here, then, you know, the doors are open to take out liquidity back over here, and we're still in this box. So we might find some reaction. Once we get back below here, happy days. Let's go back down to the 25% range. Yeah, that's the mid-range. That's the, sorry, that's not the, that's the 75% range. Get below the mid-range, and so far, look, support, 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 right? So we're gonna have to take some profits at the mid-range. There will be some choppiness. If you just, as soon as we get back below here, then we send it back down to the targets that we had there, and that's the play that we're looking for in terms of bearish play. Okay, does that make sense to everyone? Looking at this block here, I mean, let's have a look. Give me a second there. Yeah, you can see this. You can see this area consolidation over here. Comes back up, retest, sells off, comes back into it, retest, sells off. So we could get a squeeze into here, right? But you're looking for when like either it squeeze into this box. I would like us to squeeze back into here. I'll be honest with you. And it just and if it does come back into the Monday's high, that high, and breaks down there, this is when I know, yeah, this is my entry for exactly playing it back down there. But it's this monthly low which is making me there's more bearishness. But if we do that, we then end up breaking out of this fucking triangle, this fucking trend line. We end up breaking that trend line, which is not good, and it shows us more bullishness. So I'm definitely looking at this area here. This area has got to hold as resistance. That's what I would like to see us. So a bit of a deviation, get below the monthly open. Remember, once we're below the monthly open, it's bearish. We're above the monthly open, it's bullish, right? So as long we get back below and this high is respected over here, that's where my stop loss is. Play this fucking down, let's go, right? So that's the bearish play. Now the bullish play, how do we play the bullish play, right? We know we've got this trend line here, right? We know we've got this trend line here, and we know we've got this block over here, right? So this area of consolidation where we're looking at, and all we're looking for, if price comes back up, right, gets back above, you know, maybe a retest or whatever, but we take out the highs over there, this bullish market structure, and then what happens is, this is now, right, oops, and you retest from here, right, put it with bearish market structure. This is now becoming an entry to go, and we're going to take out these highs there, and then once we get back above the Monday's high, then we've got this inefficiency to fill out. Then our next target will have to be this area, 19.9k. What's so special about 19.9k? That is 2017's all-time high, right? The all-time high around 20k, and we'll see how we go react there, reclaim this area, and then my next set of profits is going to have to be here. Why? Because this block here, right, has acted as resistance, and we come back down, and he retests into it, will be resistance. So if we come back in there, there's a probability of actually sending us back down, right? Where would I get bullish? I can only be bullish, right, if and only if we get back above this area here. Can you see how this has been respected, right? We couldn't close above it. We got wicks into it. If we have a close into it, happy days, let's go. Any retest, send us back down. Let's go back up to 21.7k, and that's the next level of that. Okay, you're already in with a tight stop, but you're long in, is it? And that's it. That's Bitcoin done, out the way. Boom. Let's go. Next one, Ethereum. Ethereum itself, right? It's a bit of a messy one though. Ethereum is just fucking shit though. But again, same thing. Monthly open, right? We're playing in this range here. It's the same. Well, yeah, it's the same range that we're playing like as Bitcoin here. What's this fucking thing highlighting there? Yeah, the same motherfucking range over there, and it's exactly the same thing. Oh yeah, let me talk about Bitcoin quickly. Why I'm not looking for anything lower? Well, let me show you this. If I hide this, right? Let me go on to the 4 hours, and I didn't want to look for the lows over here, which has come to 18.25, 18.2, yeah, 18.2k or whatever, right? The reason why I want to look at there just yet was this. 4 hours, mix a bit. Fuck it, let's do it on the 4. Here we go. You see this? Look at this. What the fucker? Not an arrow. I need a block. See this high over here and this low there? Look at how price has been respecting in this area here. Yes, we have a deviation, support. So, and then we get back up, hold support. Once we get back up, support. We hold this low here. It just grinds back up, takes out these highs, then it takes out the stop loss over here, gets back up, holds support, and then he just grinds up, and then he's taking out these highs over there. So if as long we're holding this, and it shows us, right, and I broke it down quite quickly there. If we get a kiss into this area, right, and hold above it, we're gonna be taking these highs here, just like how we're taking out these highs up here, but from a bit of a deviation, come back up. We didn't lose a block, when we have a deviation, we didn't lose a block. We lost it, we'd have find resistance and break down. Here, same thing, find resistance, break down. We didn't lose it. We fucking held it. So 18.8k is a key area for me to actually start looking at for potential longs. So if prices come back down for the bearish play, then we need to start looking for, okay, are we continually bearish, or are we gonna actually start, switching the view and look for bulls? So if price come back down here, happy days, let's fucking go. And I would like to see us take out these highs there. There's a double top there, or so, whatever you want to call it. Or fucking, it's right here actually. See this area? That's acting as resistance there, and then just send it back there. We'll see what happens there, but when the time comes, we'll make plans for that. So I'm not mega bearish, but I am playing it both sides of the market as well. So I know on Twitter a lot of people are looking at bears and bulls are fixated on one idea. We don't do that here. We just play it as it comes. We don't let and that's the thing is, I'll give you an example. Someone in the group itself, in the country club, was like, yo, you know what, they're in a short, they're in profits. Listen to this, they're in profits right now, right? They're in a short, they took a short, it was all good, happy days, it's nice and clean. And the short, I've got no arguments for it as well. But they're getting a little bit worried about the ideas that other members on Twitter who are bigger accounts are bullish, right? But this person was bearish. And I was like, yo, stop being a fucking bitch, man. You know what it is, right? You always have to remember, everyone on Twitter, no matter how great they are or how good they portray themselves, that's their opinion. We're not financial advisors. We're not financial advisors. We just post our ideas and see what it goes, and we play it. Look, people have been playing bullish plays for quite some time. We were just still playing the shorts. I've been playing both sides of the market. I played up and down. One day I played up, and then the next moment I played down. But you can't let Twitter or YouTube get the better of you, especially if you're trying to learn and you're understanding the price action. Have your especially the person in question, right, had an invalidation, and the invalidation was absolutely clean. I was like, you know what, that's fucking true. So, which makes the plans today. So if we take out those highs we talked about, the block we're talking about, reclaim that, let's go up higher. But for the time being, it's like a short scenario because we've got the trend line going on there and it's quite bad. Stick with your bias and exactly aromatic, 100%. Stick with your bias, and when it changes, cut it. So it's like I was telling them as well. That's why I posted that Leon Edwards thing on Twitter, right? It's like bulls are down, right? Which is no problem, but market structure just on this area here that we're looking at is looking quite bearish. You can see that's the high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. It's still bearish market structure. You don't flip bias yet until the market structure breaks. When the market structure breaks, then you can start saying what the deal is. So that's the gist of it. I just want you guys to always remember, no matter what Twitter is saying, just if you're learning and you're actually applying what you know and you're doing well, and you in your trade, you can actually cut the trade if you want to cut the trade, but do not let others influence you out of your trade. All right, it's really important because you yourself know how hard you work for it. Because what if? Let's just say what if, right? You're short and the rest of Twitter, 50 million people are bullish, right? They're looking for this to happen. But you're the only one short in the world, but you hit target. How good does it feel for you to hit target? You just feel like a fucking bad man, I ain't gonna lie to you, innit? But just play one level at a time, right? It applies to everyone else as well. Everyone in this room here, there's 45 of us over here. Just it applies to all of us that we need to actually, no matter what our bias is, right? We stick to our bias until plans change. If you're like, look, the person in question, right, was for example, was just for thingy, had a very, very clean chart. I was like, what's your stop loss? What's your entry? Let me have a look at your chart. And I was like, dude, this is actually quite good. This is good. So I wouldn't phase that. Yes, we are gonna come for a pullback 100%. Because what we're looking for is the monthly open, right? But we're still looking for a rejection of the monthly open. We come back into this area, find rejection off there. That person who's in the short, you're gonna be fucking loving it because your target's gonna hit and your account grows up. Okay. Better to be a contrarian trader. You know what is? I'll tell you something about it, Aromatic, right? There's a time to be a contrarian and there's a time that isn't, right? When the market structure is showing the bullish on macro, you can't fight against the macro fight. Like dollar index. How many people have been contrarian on dollar index? They've been contrarian, like, you know, they're going against dollar index since fucking, I don't know, since fucking like months ago, to be honest. Everyone's been calling the top for fucking, I don't know, donkeys on months ago. And then they call the top over here, they call the top over here, they call the top here, they call the top here, they call the top here. You just can't phase it. You know, it's a bullish market structure and you can't fight it until we lose market structure. For me now, once we lose this area here, happy days, then the market structure shifts and it's going on the downside. And then you ride the wave. But it's like Bitcoin. So if dollar's going up, right, Bitcoin's going to go down and the market structure is showing bearishness, you just ride the motherfucking wave, innit? That's all you got to do. What you saying, Ed? How you doing, bro? But yeah, like I said, innit, the advice is don't be a bitch, man. Don't fucking follow everyone on Twitter because they're not gonna, they're not gonna tell you where the entry is or when the exit is or how they manage the plans or whatever and what they're viewing at. It's all a plan, so just be very, very careful. Like I know, there's big accounts. Like for example, you got SC, you got Kappa, you got XO, you got who else? You got like name me some big accounts like Profit Blue. There's all these other, and you see all these four names I've given you have different views. They're not all the same views. They're not all saying it's all bullish. Capo and SC is quite bullish. I think XO is quite bearish at the moment. I know Profit Blue is quite bearish as well. He's been talking about bearish for quite some time. But you see that you've got four big accounts, and there's two groups, and two is in bulls, two is in bears. So it's down to you yourself, right, to actually work out what we're doing. And this is what I do here. I do this Daink daily trades to look for daily trades. Lower time frame. We play the lower time frame. I don't really give a shit if price goes up to 60k. I'll play up to 60k when the time comes. But for the time being, if it's going down, I play it down. You know what I'm saying? They call the top 1,000 times with bearish divergence and shooting star can. Yeah, dude. Yeah. Only person who's been bullish on Dixie's. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I've been telling Dixie's going up as well, and I did expect a reaction at 113.5. So then now all I'm looking for, if we reclaim this area here, happy days. Let's just go up, and then we short the market then, right? Let's do a big short. Let's make our accounts grow up, and we go this one step at a time. Profit Blues is broken disc. He's mega bearish though. At least with Capo, he switched his bias though. He's like, okay, there was a bounce to 21k. At least with Capo, he switched bias as well. And SC switched bias as well. He played the. To be honest, you got to shout out to SC though. He played that bear market all the way down really well. So, like, we'll see what happens. Right now on Bitcoin, we are starting to see. Just zoom out, man. Just zoom out. All you gotta see. Take out all the fucking noise out there. Look at the daily, and all really and truly, right? We are stuck in this area here. That's all it is. Nothing else, right? We're just stuck in this area here. That's it. If you want to make it as wide as possible, we're just stuck in this area here. So price is just, could we do this? We don't fucking know. Or could he do this? And then bang, and then I don't know. We just don't know. We just can't say it at all. I mean, like there are arguments on both sides of the market. There's arguments for the bull side and there's argument for the bear side. I mean, one argument for the bull side is this. You see this high over here to this high, to this high there, right? That's support. We can come back down and still be bullish and reclaim this. We can still be bullish. But it doesn't mean that I'm going to be bullish with a stop loss here or a stop loss there or a stop loss here and then a stop loss here or wherever the stop loss you want to be and keep being bullish all the way. We just play as the ride comes. So just focus on what the price is saying And just and if you are bullish, you're bullish. If you're bearish, you're bearish, right? If you're wrong on the idea, you're wrong on the idea. Just move on, and then you just switch bias. That's why you have stop loss. That's why you have invalidation levels. That's why you have your ranges. That's why you have so many motherfucking things. I can't find my slippers. Where the fuck is it? There it is. So that's why you have all these ideas. So just play this, guys. Who? Me? Oh, Profit Blue. Oh, Profit Blue's the cycle. I don't know. I follow him on Twitter, but I don't check people's tweets out that much, to be honest, to actually have an opinion. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see what happens though. So let's look at. So we've got the day trade plans for both the bullish play and the bearish play. Again, remember, monthly open is your key. Reclaim monthly open, show bullish market structure, long it. You know, we found rejection of the monthly open, start breaking down. You know, you can short it there, right? So we'll play it there. All right. So Ethereum. Let's talk about Ethereum. All right, Ethereum, right? Same thing, July's range. Nothing's really changed as well. All we're doing, this is the low, that's the high. We've done a deviation. We come up here, we find a resistance, right? And we come to the mid range, which makes me think. You know the rules of a range bound environment. You play from the low to the mid, mid to high, high to mid, mid to low. That's what we're doing, right? But we're consolidating in this area. We can say there's arguments for bearishness. There's one argument that you got the monthly open here, happy days, all right? There's another argument that we've come into this area of you see this last high candle there, sending below the mid range. We come up there, we found resistance, right? There's also so the bearish fight is, even if we come up there, test this up there, break below the mid range, we can still come back down below the mid monthly open, and it's still bearish here. So the fights for the bears, the arguments for bears is actually genuinely legitimate. It is a legitimate trade. You know, when they say, I've seen this on Twitter a few times. I haven't seen this lately, but you know they say, fucking people coming onto Daink.com website. I can see that. You know that sound? That's when people are actually visiting my site. If they want to sign up, they're more than happy. You know, if you sign up to it, I'll send you a link, and then you can join, and we can start playing the game. It is, and you can. It's more education content as well. It's not a buy or sell signal. I don't do a signal service. It's literally a service that I'm trying to teach people how to trade, how to play the market as it is, and we've been killing it. That's what we can say. It's a lot of lessons we've done actually over the span of 3 weeks as well. So it's been good. It's been good. So anyway, she's playing chess while everyone's playing checkers. Pirate Pro has been bullish on BTC to 69k. Like, fucking hell, these guys going nuts. But yeah, there's another thing that I've seen right on Twitter. A couple of months ago, maybe last year, I can't remember exactly where it was, but I remember they were saying that. 1 second. Do we have a Discord group? Yes, we do. It's good. So if for those who are interested in the Discord server, there's 2 ways around it, right? So let me just plug myself in. I'll plug everyone in, so I'm gonna plug myself in, and then fuck this. We'll talk about Ethereum in just a second, right? 2 ways. You can go to my profile, that's traderdaink.com, and also you got founder of Dank's C Club. You can click on either link as well, and that goes to the website, and that's where you can actually check it out, see what's up. We do all kind of things, services wise, access to the country club. We've got regular live sessions we do as well. We do plans on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and several alts. We do, what else we do? Homework. You guys know what's going on with the homework as well. They've been killing it with the homework. And there's an education section, which is actually growing quite quickly as well. And that's one, and then, and once you go onto it, you can check it out. It's all down for yourself. It's quite self-explanatory. There's 2 ways to actually join in the country club. One way, if you go to Daink C Club, which is that link there, found of the @tweet on Twitter. One way you can actually pay by card via traderdaink.com, or if you want to pay via crypto, click on this link, follow the instructions. It's pretty straightforward there. And then I'll see you on the other side, and you get a link to the Discord server. And we got a whale in the group. I've been saying this over and over again. I'm really proud of that. I'm really proud that I got a whale in my group. Fucking hell. I don't know how, but that's mad. But anyway, so where we are. We're talking about, let's get back to Ethereum. Thank you, David, man. Appreciate that. Yo, Piotr, how's it going, brother? Appreciate that, man. Yeah, there's some great people in there. They all are like really good people. We haven't got any like idiots that are messing about or ask like, well, look, there's all kind of questions, and people are scared about asking questions like, yo, like, sorry to disturb you. Like, listen, there's no disturbance. End of the day, right? If you've got a question, I'm here to help out. Okay, so don't ever feel any feel like, oh, you know what, I can't ask him X, Y, and Z. But you can always ask me. Anyway, let's go. How long did it take you to decide between having your top bottom done or undone for the video on the website? Huh? Oh, your top Goonie, dude. I don't. Do you button your top bit? I never do that. I think it's a white boy thing, you know. I'm guessing you're white, Goonie. I'm guessing. I'm just being really stereotypical here. But like, I don't know. Like, I feel like, when I actually like button my top, it's just like I'm getting like suffocated in it. Staying unbiased gets into Discord. Get into Discord before the cap and bull run. It's an investment use. I appreciate that, Ed. Really appreciate that. Nah, David, you're not an idiot, bro. Come on, man. Yeah, no, idiot. David's a fucking legend. So yeah, so we're talking about the bearish plays on Ethereum. There are arguments for Ethereum as well for bearish plays, and it's actual like legitimate plays. There was another thing that I remember seeing this, right? Now, this is not true, right? I'm gonna tell you straight up, right? Who buttons the top? Yeah, Mo. It's an Asian thing. We unbutton it, but I've seen a lot of white guys in the UK. They button the top, the shirt or even the polo and whatever. But for me, it's just a bit too tightening for me. But yeah, so I remember seeing this on Twitter. I think it was last year. It's a number of times actually. Number one was when we actually made that first all-time high at 63k, and price got below March low, and then price started to range band in this area. They were saying that this is gonna break out because it's a general cause of thing that when we range band below a resistance, it only means to a breakout. No, it doesn't fucking mean to a breakout, motherfucker. What that means, right? If we do get above that range, we're just gonna retest areas of this low here or this area here, this consolidation here, and then come back into this range here, then break down and then fucking send this down. Because why? We're in the motherfucking range. So don't we gotta respect the range. So which means to me, playing with this idea here, this consolidation here, it's not good. It's not good. Is this a distribution consolidation? We don't fucking know. We'll find out soon. Market structure looks quite bad. You can clearly see high, lower, low, lower, high, lower, low. I mean, for us to say we're bullish on the daily, we need to reclaim this area here. Then once we take out this high, then that's send on full mode on going up to higher prices. So I'm not too convinced on a bullish play just yet. But looking at this, we're focusing. You gotta focus this as a day trade. That will focus within this range here. The 19th of low, the 19th high, and the 19th low, and you can clearly see it, mate. Like, you can't make this up. We're finding resistance and support off this area. A bit of a deviation, resistance, support. Bit of a deviation, and we're finding, look, even on a lower time frame, we're grinding down. We're making lower highs, and yes, we are making higher lows, right? Which then says you got a whatever triangle meme you have as well. But the memes that you have when you see these triangles there and price is bouncing in this area here. A lot of people want to be bullish, so they start thinking about breaking out and going on the upside. But it depends on the direction you're playing. If you're playing down, right, what happens is you got consolidation, a breakdown, and he plays down. And then he does this again, consolidation, breakdown, and down. Only this will only be bullish, right? You can start seeing bullish, and I'll show you in a bit that when prices goes up, and it does this little triangle thing, so it does this like that, and then it breaks out and then goes up, which means it's a range bound motherfucking range. You just focus on the range. That's all you gotta do. So just play this level to level. So what we're looking at here, below the monthly open, let's look at the 4 hours and see what the 4 hours are saying. And we're finding support off this, right? So you see this was the last low right here. Let's send the market up back into around above mid-range towards the range high. We found resistance of this area here. Okay, so now again, same situation. I'm not gonna start shorting it, and I'm not gonna start selling it. I'm gonna wait, right, for this monthly open to have some sort of reaction. I've got this little area here. You see this area here? This has got a range band environment here. We've broken out of this. This is on the 4 hours. We've got consolidation here. Come back down, retest, come back down, retest, do a stop run, and then we sell off. This stop run over there was a key area to actually start shorting it, to be honest, right? I'm not gonna lie to you, it's a fucking short there. And then we come back into this low here. Now, which means that any retest, and we're making lower lows, right? Any retest of the monthly open off this block, break down here, right? Which means we're below the mid-range of this range band environment, and then we can start sending it back into target 1 and then into this target 2, and we'll see what happens next. If we lose this block here and we find resistance, then we're going to go back into the macro 25% range, which is $1,200. And that's all it is. That's all it is. Nothing else. How do I play the bull play? Well, I need to see us reclaim this area here. So we've got the same box over here. Nothing's really changed. Once we do its thing, reclaim, a nice smash above, a retest, I can enter in, right? Playing it back into the 25% range, We've got some resistance over here. This is, well, that'll be target 1. I know here is going to be an area of resistance, just like we've done it before. Then we squeeze into target 2, and then we're seeing into target 3. And that's it. I'm not looking for anything more. I'm going to play this level to level as it is, nothing else. Once we break out above here, show bullishness, then we can go up because we're above the mid-range. Then I can say that was just a deviation of the motherfucking mid-range, and that was it. So we're still in a range bound environment. Focus on the ranges. Let's not talk about, oh yeah, we're bullish, we're bearish. We're going to go to $50. We're going to go to $2,000, and Bitcoin's going to overtake. So Ethereum's going to overtake Bitcoin into the market value. No. It's fucking bear market, mate, across the fucking board. NFP didn't come out good, so it's gonna be fucking nasty. So monthly open is your key, really. In all honesty, let's just see if we can tighten this down the 1 hour, and then especially tomorrow. Once we got tomorrow, right? Yeah. Right here on the 1 hour, it makes a little bit more sense. Can you see this candle here, right, to this high there? Look at that. Look at this motherfucker here. When we lose this level here, come back for a retest. Retest. Heavy, lower low, lower high, sells off, loses low there. And then what happened is we come back up, find resistance of the mid monthly open, come back down, find support off this. So we've broken market structure on the lower time frame. We come back up and we do a stop run, but in this block here, it's still bearish. And what happens? We sell off. So which means if we do come back into here, right, and start selling off, that means there's an increased probability for you to enter with a short, right, a stop loss over here, and you can start looking at this liquidity there, and then let's go to range low. And that's all it is. And the plans for the bullish momentum is up to here and up to there. That's all it is. Like I said to you, nothing else. Nice and short, nice and easy, nothing too complicated. Any questions, motherfuckers, before I head off? Daink, have you ever tried to work in 2 monthly ranges in like August and September? Yeah, you can do that. Right, you can do that, but I always like to see which one does the most capping, you know what I'm saying? So let's just have a look on the monthly. Try and answer, who was it, Gandalf's question, yeah? Right. Now, the reason why I use July's and not September's or August is that because if you look here, right, if you want to separate the two, right, then like I can do this, right? Like even if I do here, right, like this to this, right, it's showing me that we're below the mid range, right? This is let me just change the color. Green. We're below the mid range, but then like what we're looking for is some sort of reaction to come up to there, and then maybe hold above it and then do this kind of thing. It becomes a bit of a choppy place. What I like to do in particular is I like to see an area, one single range, one particular range that caps the whole motherfucking thing. And it just so happens that July's high caps the whole thing. Look at this July high. Resistance on 1 month. The next month resistance. And the third, and now this month is we're going to come back into the monthly open and find resistance. We're just below, just above it. So I wouldn't mind, you know, like if it plays down here, no problem. The monthly open, get back above, so and then come back down, and then we can come back down here. I don't fucking know, but I know there's liquidity resting where? Here and here, right? Because last month, right, what we did, we yes, you can also look at this, right? Let me just close this off. Yeah, you can also look at this, right? So we got this low here and this high here. That's why we're looking at liquidity resting on last month low, right? And also from September's range, what did we do? All we did, right, is that we took out August's low, and we're below August's low. So if price comes back up, right, does a retest, right, and finds resistance of August's low, I can then say, yeah, liquidity will be then playing into September's low. Find, you know, break down, find resistance, and then we can say liquidity will then be July's low. So we're just playing it level to level. Even then I use it level to level, but I like to use one particular monthly range that caps the whole market there, and that's the whole thing there. And it just so happens to be July's range shows me more stories there. Like if I go on the daily, you can see how it's react. In July, we found support here. In August, we took out the high in August. We come back up, and then we get back below August's high. July's high. Then what happened in August? We make the low over here. And September's a new month, and what September does, it finds resistance off this high, and it breaks down. So you can see the market structure is quite bearish already, which means if we go remember I said to you retest August low, we can still do this. This is August low right about here, and I said to you this is the block that we're looking at on a daily that's acting as resistance, right? We could still come into here, find resistance off the mid range, break down, get below monthly open, and then you know this is most likely going to be the high of the month, right? and that your stop loss is over here. Play it back down to 1200 and then to 1k, and that's it. Does that make sense? Epic pen or something? Yeah, epic pen is what I use. Hoping you're talking about, oh, so he's talking about polo. Triple tap rejection would definitely give higher conviction short. 100% euro. It's fine resistance. That's all we're looking for. Oh, fuck. Any questions? Fucking pipe came off in it. Awesome, IB. Can we look at oil? Yeah, we can look at oil. That's what I'm saying. My oil is gone cheaper than it was fucking a couple of months ago, though. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Fucking hell. I filled up the tank yesterday. I was paying £190 for a full tank. And I filled it up yesterday. It cost me £170. I was like, yo, I'm in profit by 20 quid. But last year, it cost me like 120 quid to fill up the tank. So I'm not really in profit. But let's have a look. US oil. US oil has come down to this area here. So let's just have a look at the weekly. Quickly have a look. Range band environment. Yeah. So this is the range band environment that we got here. That's the high. And that's the low. And over here, what we have is a deviation, a bit of a deviation. Find support, off it goes, right? This is like a macro level we're talking about. This is huge level here from 2008's high, 2008's low. That's what we're looking at, right? So this is one that during the crash in it, right? So where we at? We've got this trend line here. You can find support. On the daily doesn't show you very well, right? Yeah, here you go. In its own way, you can find the support down there, support here, support there. You know, find resistance. We're finding resistance again. We're coming back into this consolidation here. We're finding resistance off this consolidation. So we've got bearish market structure here at the moment now, which means let's have a look. We've got this trend line coming over here. We'll just about close it, right? Not entirely convinced, right? If we get back below this this mid range here, right, on the 2008 range itself, we get below here and then breaks down. We can come back into this area there, and then that was just a deviation of the trend line, and then see if we can squeeze into this this area here, and then I'd like to see come back into these highs here. That's where I can see some sort of reaction will happen there, and then from there we come back up, find resistance, and then play it back down to 60, 62, $63, whichever it is. And that would be a nice play there for US oil. But that's the bearish play. Bullish play, if we reclaim this this range band environment here, that's the high, that's the low. And you can see the mid-range, the deviation, resistance over here, come back up, hold support, go up there. We find resistance off this block there. On the lower time frame, you can see there's an area consolidation which caused that resistance there. Come back down, lost the mid-range, find resistance, and then sells off, support, resistance, deviation, and then is this a resistance? So this key level here, 63.69, 93.69 is going to be a key level. That's a key higher time frame level, which goes back to February. That's February's low. March's low, sorry. March's low. Yeah, that's March's low of this year. So we'll see what happens. I mean, if we look at a range band environment of the fucking yearly, right? Yeah, of the yearly so far, what we got? So 20 January. The 1st of January was here. Right, so that's the lowest of the year, right? And that's the high of the year. Let's just delete that for a second. And you can see, even then, we can use the current year's high and low. You can find that. Got a bit choppy there, bit of deviation, fall up there, come back up, come into this area of consolidation, right? Sells off. And then 25% resistance at the mid-range, 25%, we're coming down to this area here. We've just, all we've done really, we've just found support off this. That's all we've done. You can see, we've just found support off here. So which means if we can come back down below here, right? I mean, we're finding resistance again. I like to see us find resistance off this area of consolidation right here, right? Breaks down below here. Come down to this. Find resistance of the 25% around $88. Play it back down into this area there, and then to this area here. Once we lose this, then the shorts will be ready. If we actually reclaim this area here, so we've got this block over there. We'll reclaim this area here, hold support. We've got the mid-range. Once we reclaim the mid-range, off we go. Bullish market structure, 75%, $115, and then we look at for $129 and see what happens there. So US oil still, it looks bearish. You know, it just we're still playing within this range of the range we are currently playing, but it still looks bearish in my opinion though. So I wouldn't be, like, yeah, we've broken market structure of this high here, but I'd like to see us get below, break down. If we actually find, if we come back down and find support, right, then we know, yep, that was just a deviation of this support of resistance here. Okay, what's going on, Mr. M? How you doing, brother? Great breakdown, legendary, a button, only the top button, Vatos, of course. Ah, oh, sweet guy. But yeah, any more questions before I head off? Exchange rate isn't actually. Let me have a Euro USDC. Yeah, boy. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. Bearish market structure still. You can see it. Look at this. Look at this trend line right there. Bang, man, motherfuckers, man. It just is gonna be madly respected over here. It just gave insanely respected. Look at that. That is just clean as fuck. Sorry, resistance, 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 resistance. I mean, how many times do you want to top this before we even break out? I mean, if we're just being resistance, the key level here is this level here. Once we, if we come back up into this area here, I mean, like, this is an SR right over here, right? We do this, for example, find resistance, off we go. Break it back down to 96.081. Find resistance here, lose this level there. And then let's send this back down. This looks kind of shit though. Looks really shit. So, yeah, there's a little bit more room for the downside, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie to you. A bit more room, I'd say. Which means Euro dollar index can actually push up a little bit more. Yeah, I think I like to see us come back into here actually. See this? That's what I like to see. Come back into here. And then from this area here, we'll see what happens. Do we hold above it and go back up higher, or do we fucking start lose this area here, and then Bob shot encore, let's send this back down. So, bit of a tricky one. Well, not tricky. For me, I mean, just looking at the daily, I can see us coming back into this area there. This area there. I can see us coming back into this. See this high there? Oh, that's for support. So this high there. Yeah, there we go. I can see us coming back into here, which means this block here has got to hold. And I think, yeah, this is a perfect resistance here. This is perfect though, I ain't gonna lie to you. This is actually look quite clean, because any retest of this area break down and let's send this back down to this area here. That's a short for me. Stop loss over here. So I like to see. I want to see how it react off this high there, which means that dollar index can actually push down while the euro pushes up, and then if we start finding resistance here, dollar index is actually becomes a lot more bullish. So yeah, it does. Gold looks like a piece of shit. It does as well. That's how the gold looks at you. Yeah. I mean, look, at the moment we can say we've actually reclaimed off this. Well, is this a reclaim? Look at this on the daily. I'll show you. So range band environment over here, right? From this high to, let's bring this down over here. There we go. You see the highs and lows? That's the high and that's the low. And you see support, deviation. As long as we hold above this, reclaim this 1702 level, that's the mid-range of a macro range that we've got between this high and this low. We can reclaim there. Then we can say, yeah, target, we can squeeze into 75%. 20, yeah, and then mid-range, from the mid-range, see what happens. If we hold above it, let's go up to this level, then this level, and then from there we've got to see what happens, because we could come back up, do a deviation, step back down, and come back down over here. Anything can happen, but it all comes down to what dollar index does. I mean, like, yeah, dollar index is the main key thing. Gold is holding us support for the time being. We can't say entirely what happens. There's been a hefty drop there. Let's see, let's have a look. Yeah, I can see why we can be bullish though. See this? Come back into this high there. right? Step back up, right? Bullish market structure on the lower time frame, and off we go. We can actually start saying to this 1702. Then we'll see what happens. Is this an area? Because at the moment you can see lower. That's a high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. That's a lower high still. Do we do this lower low? Does this come as a lower high then sell off? I don't know. Into this area here, and then once we break down here, off we go. These liquidity over here. I mean, target one will have to be here, and then take out the liquidity over there, then the bottom, and then squeeze it down to range low. So a lot of things can happen. A lot of things can happen. Right, Lumen's holding, XRP holding. I mean, don't know. I don't think about XRP, to be honest. I haven't traded XRP for a while. It's still at mid-range, is it? Is that mid-range? Yeah, still at mid-range. I'm not convinced. I'm really not convinced. It's just popping up. Happy days. Let's get some party poppers and start fucking, you know, riding a fucking mechanical ball and yeehaw, motherfucker. Nah, man, there's no fucking nothing to be excited about this shit. Because if we can't even reclaim above this motherfucking high right there. All we've done so far, you see this high here, right? That's what we've done. We've filled that inefficiency. That's it. Market can just send back down. Let's go fucking lower. Fire resistance to mid-range. Let's go back to this range band environment. Play it back down to range low. And it comes between this high to the 25%. Break down here. Let's go back to this. And then squeeze it back to range low. I don't think there's room to be bullish. I agree with that. But Bitcoin being Bitcoin, that needs to be this fucking main thing as well. We need to watch out what happens with Bitcoin. You know, like, let's not get too excited with XRP just because it's doing a little, you know, it's popped up into this. This is a lower high, man. Some motherfucking lower high. If this daily candle closes like below this high, that's definitely a lower high. And then we can. It doesn't look fucking good in my opinion. I ain't gonna lie to you. I mean, for me to go up to 80 cents, right? I need to start seeing price get back up. We need a clean smash. That's not a clean smash. That's a fucking tickle. Tyrone slapped your girl's ass, man, and you didn't do shit about it. That's what happened here. So if we do something like that, hold above it, reclaim the highs there, like that, and then we go to next set of targets, 75% of range, and then range high, and that's it. That's for me to get balls. I'm longing over here. Fuck that. No way am I fucking longing that shit. I'll wait for it to actually. I'll wait for it to either I get up over here, right? I'm happy to do that, or I let it establish his base and show me bullish market structure, and I get down. Like, I can get into here. That's not a problem. Into this area, I'm quite happy with that, and then playing it to mid range, and then see if we can actually do this price action there. So I'm not too fucking convinced, man. XRP still looks like a bag of shit. So don't get too excited just because XRP pumped up like 2 cents. It pumped up 2 fucking cents, man. You know what I'm saying? It's 2 fucking cents. Bro, we find 2 cents on the road. You know what I'm saying? So don't get too gassed about it, man. It's just 2 fucking cents. So yeah, when the short, we will short term when the time comes. When the longs will come as well. I mean, right now it doesn't look really too great. I'm gonna 4 hours. Let's see what's going on in 4 hours actually. We got not hourly. I think maybe I can narrow it down on not hourly. Yeah, this is it. So look here. This is the last high that sent the market there. So send the market back down right here. This candle there. To this low there, just focus there, and look, we didn't even close above it, mate. We didn't. If we had to close above it on the weekly, then we're looking for the retest. Off we go, take out this liquidity, and then we can shoot up to that 65 cents, wherever it was. But it looks like a retest. It doesn't look good. I mean, it looks like a short to me there. I mean, once we lost this low here and lose this low here, it was a short there at least to the minimum up to here, and when that's where it's come down to. We got a trend line going on here. I can see. Let's have a look. What's this trend line saying? No, let's try this one. Oh, we lost the trend line over here, so I'll be quite happy to come back to 53 cents, break down. I can short this motherfucker here, stop loss. I mean, stop loss there, or you can put it above the box itself, or if you want invalidations over here, your invalidation is going to be above that high there, and then send this back down to the motherfucking gulag. I would like to actually retest off this low, 45 cents. That's not a bad play actually. Yo, let's see. I'm down to short XRP. Let's have a look. CT's gonna hate me though, but fuck them, innit? I don't give a shit. They can suck my balls, man. How many hours is this we're talking about? 4.76 hours. Let's fucking do this. Guys, DCC, we're gonna pay attention to this one, alright? Looking for a short on that. And we'll look for longs if the time comes, alright? Cool. Anyway, so that's it for me today, guys. I'm gonna call it a day, and I'll catch you guys soon, alright? Big love, and see you tomorrow. Take care.